Hello, right now I would like to talk about team responsibility or the intervention presentation. Let's begin. Overview. Responsibility charting will help you clarify any confusion, assumption, and misunderstanding about who does what, and it makes sure that someone is responsible for each task. It helps identify who needs to be given communication about each task, and it prevents duplication of effort, according to Michael Smith and James Irwin. Responsibility charting is a technique for identifying functional areas where there are process ambiguities, bringing the differences out in the open and resolving them through a cross-functional collaborative effort. Second, responsibility charting addresses the question of who needs to be involved and at what level for specific decisions or projects. Purpose for improving decision making. One, it can improve accountability and sharpen patterns of delegation. And second, it provides a sharp, effective language about authority and responsibility, and last, clarify roles among individual, unit, department, or division. Responsibility charting enable managers from the same or different organizational levels or program to actively participate in a focused and systematic discussion about process-related descriptions of the action that must be accomplished in order to deliver a successful end product or service. What is responsibility charting? Responsibility charting is a technique for identifying key activities and decision points where ambiguities exist, bringing the differences into the open and resolving them through team effort. This process enables both management and their employees to participate together in the process of describing the activities and decisions that have to be accomplished and clarifying the degree of participation and responsibility of each individual in relation to those activities and decisions. Next, features for responsibility charting. Responsibility charting ensures accountability is placed with the person who really can be accountable for specific work. Often this results in accountabilities for action being moved down to the most appropriate level. In here by Michael Smith and James Irwin, managers and supervisors are not accountable for everything in their organization. Everyone has the same process rule in their job. Because of the different perception, one person's view of their role may be unique differently than others. Role perception of today will change tomorrow even though the job activities remain the same. They are divided into three categories. First, role consumption. Role conception can be defined as a person thinks his or her job is and how the person has been taught to do it. His or her thinking may well be influenced by many false assumptions. For example, misleading titles, training received from the predecessor during his or her last week on the job. Second, role expectation can be defined as what others in the organization think the person is responsible for and how he or she should carry out those responsibilities. Other ideas may also be influenced by the incorrect information. For example, the way it was at far more job priorities change assumption, inconsistent message from leadership, etc. The role expectation is usually based on the output of result expected from the role. Last, role behavior. Role behavior can be defined as a person actually does in carrying out the job. Next, features. Workload analysis, when used against individuals or department overload, can be quickly identified. Second, reorganization. To ensure that key functions and processes are not overlooked. Third, employee turnover. Newcomers can quickly identify their roles and responsibilities. Work assignment. Allow duties to be distributed effectively between groups and individuals. Project management. Allow for flexibility in matrix management situation, allowing for the right balance between line and project accountabilities. Last, conflict resolution. Provide a forum for discussion and resolution interdepartmental conflict. Strengths and weaknesses of responsibility charting. Lack of trust. This could show a little lack of trust or not allowing the individual to make out their own schedule, and that could lead to resentment or bitterness. Limited flexibility. This is very limited flexibility. For example, let's say that Peter is done test 1, 2, and 3, but test 7 all of a sudden became a huge priority. Well, according to responsibility charting matrix, Peter cannot address task 7 yet because he still hasn't done 4, 5, and 6, and this could be an issue. Strength. Responsible. Person who performs an activity or does the work. Accountable. Person who is ultimately accountable and has yes or no vote. Consult. Person that needs to feedback and contribute to the activity. Inform. Person that needs to know of the decision or action. Next slide. The example. Responsible stands for R, is the individual who actually complete the tasks. The door is responsible for the action implementation. Responsible can be shared. The degree of responsibility is determined by the individual with A. Accountable stands for A. The accountable person is the individual who is ultimately answerable for the activities or decision. These include yes or no authority and vote power. Only one A can be assigned to an action. Consult stands for C. In the loop, the consult role is individuals, typically subject matter expert, to be consulted prior to the final decision or action. This is a predominant need for two-way communication. Input from the designated position is required. Inform stands for I. Keep it the pictures. This is individuals who needs to be informed after a decision or action is taken. They may be required to take action as a result of the outcome. It is a one-way communication. Next, the example of responsibility charting. As we can see here, mother, father, John, Sally, Mark, kids. Feed the dog. Mother is assigned for accountable, and father is assigned for consult, and John is assigned for responsible. Play with the dog. Mother is assigned for inform, and father is assigned for from as well, and John is assigned for accountable, and kids is assigned for responsible. Take the dog to vet. Mother is assigned for responsible, and father can be both or either. A, accountable or responsible. And kids is assigned to consult. Morning walk. Mother is assigned to consult, and John is assigned to accountable and or responsible. Sally is assigned to responsible, and so on. This is the reference that I use for my presentation, and thank you.